everybody, and welcome to Enjoy English Class. I am Shane.
Hi, I'm Bernice.
And today we are doing our lesson in all English.
Wow, that's a challenge for all of you.
I think you guys can do it. So the title of today's lesson is 500 Days Alone, an incredible cave experiment.
Incredible. Also, we can use another word that is unbelievable. What is unbelievable? U-M-B-E-L-I-E-V-A-B-L-E. Wow, unbelievable.
Wow, that was unbelievable spelling.
Yeah, right.
Good
Thank
job.
you.
No problem. So it's an experiment in a cave. So a cave is just a big hole in a mountain, right? So a lot of times you could go into a cave and you will see like bats. Usually it's quite cold and dark in a cave. So she had to live in this cave alone for 500 days.
Wow.
That sounds scary.
Yeah, it's really scary.
My goodness.
500 Days Alone, an incredible cave experiment. Have you been living under a rock? If you were to ask this question to Beatrice Flamini recently, her answer would definitely be yes. The Spanish athlete actually spent 500 days in a cave near Granada, Spain, for an experiment. The aim was to see how a person would manage living without any human contact. Flamini was watched over from a distance by psychologists, physical trainers, and scientists throughout the experiment. The study sought to understand how being completely isolated affects a person's body and mind. The project, called Time Cave, was Flamini's idea. She entered the cave on November 20th, 2021, with 2 cameras and 60 books. She spent her time exercising, drawing, knitting, and reading. She lost track of time after 2 months. When the experiment was complete, she thought only a few months had passed. Aside from some tough moments, such as being attacked by flies in the cave, Flamini enjoyed the experience. Considering she missed the passing of the COVID-19 pandemic, the death of Queen Elizabeth II, and the invasion of Ukraine, perhaps living under a rock isn't so bad.
Okay, so Beatrice Flamini may have broken a world record for the longest time spent in a cave. 500 days.
Yes.
Alone.
Very long. And the longest one.
That's horrible.
So why people like to, sometimes they want to break the record because they want to challenge themselves?
Yeah, to break a record just means that somebody has done something before, usually some kind of an accomplishment, right? And if you can do it better, maybe that means you do it faster, maybe it means you do it slower. You have to do something in the way that is better, then you can break their record. And a record just means they're going to write this down in the book saying, you're number 1.
Yes.
You have the world record. So she broke the record, or may have broken the record.
Yeah. For me, I think no matter what kind of record you try to break, just make sure that this is the thing that you really love doing.
Yeah, I think that helps. Okay, so the beginning, have you been living under a rock?
Wow. No, I don't want to. I'm a city girl. I want my cell phone.
So when we ask somebody, have you been living under a rock? It means, what? Don't you know what's going on in this world? Have you just been hiding in your apartment? Do you not watch television or use social media? So we will say you've been living under a rock.
Or maybe you owe a lot of money, so you want to avoid someone to come and after to say, oh, hey, give me the money back.
Right. Okay. So if you were to ask this question to Beatrice Flamini recently, her answer would definitely be yes.
Yes.
But she really has been living under a rock.
Yes.
Literally, right? So it doesn't mean that she has just been avoiding people or that she doesn't really like to socialize. She was breaking a world record.
Yes. When we use were to, it is a very formal way to express in unreal conditions. Okay? And usually to emphasize that the condition is very unlikely. So we will use were to.
Right. Okay? So the Spanish athlete actually spent 500 days in a cave near Granada, Spain.
Wow.
For an experiment. Okay, so an athlete is somebody who performs usually sports and somebody who has very good physical fitness. So we could say a basketball player is an athlete, a runner is an athlete. There's a lot of different types of athletes.
Yeah, we can also use another word that would be sportsman, S-P-O-R-T-S-M-A-N.
Or sportswoman.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the aim was to see how a person would manage living without any human contact.
Wow, my gosh, which means you can't talk to your parents, your friends, or anyone.
Well, you can talk to yourself.
Yes.
But I think that might mean you are going a little bit crazy. I would think you would definitely go crazy if you were alone for 500 days.
Yeah, sometimes when you stay alone at home and you will feel kind of, you really want to socialize with other people.
Yes, definitely. Flamini was watched over from a distance by psychologists, physical trainers, and scientists throughout the experiment. Okay, so there were a whole team of people basically just researching her behavior and seeing how she was able to do this amazing feat. Right?
Yeah, because this team also, they have to protect her from getting hurt, make sure she is safe in the cave.
Right. Yeah, it could be dangerous if something happens to you.
Yeah, maybe a bear just came in or what.
I would think of like bats or something like that, but sure, a bear? Why
bear
not?
is more dangerous than bats.
So the study sought to understand how being completely isolated affects a person's body and mind. Right? So they sought to do that, means that was their goal. That was their aim. That's what they were trying to find out.
Yeah. And isolated, which means you set apart from others.
Right. All alone.
Yes, all alone.
In isolation.
Yes.
Okay, why don't we take a short break and we'll come back with part 2.
All right.
Okay, welcome back. So continuing the reading, if you remember here, we are talking about this, I guess she's an athlete, right?
Yes.
And she has probably broken the world record for being isolated in a cave. And she was watched by scientists and being watched by psychologists and physical trainers to see how she could deal with isolation.
These professionals, they are helping her.
Right, okay. So the project called Time Cave was Flamini's idea.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Comes from her own idea. She wants to spend such a long time in a cave. Wow.
Well, maybe she just had a breakup.
Yes,
Broke up with her boyfriend or something. Like, why would anybody think to do this?
An athlete, usually they want to, challenge their limits, right?
Sure. But living in a cave doesn't sound like, I think of being an athlete, running and jumping, but just sitting in a cave doesn't sound very athletic.
But she really did a lot of things in a cave.
Okay, let's find out. Okay.
Yeah, we will find out.
So she entered the cave on November 20th, 2021 with 2 cameras and 60 books.
See? 60 books.
Okay.
Books are really suitable for killing time.
Exercising?
Yeah. For killing time.
That's true. That's true. Okay, she spent her time exercising.
Wow. See?
Okay. Drawing, knitting. Is that knitting?
Yes.
So knitting is when you use like a needle and thread, and you can make some type of clothing. Could be a nice shirt, or I don't know. What would you want to knit? Wait, she's in the dark, right?
Yes. But I think she brought some.
She has some lights.
Lights.
Okay, hopefully they're rechargeable lights, and she can see what she's knitting, or she might poke herself. And besides knitting and reading,
see, so many things
60
she can
books.
do. Yeah.
So she lost track of time after 2 months. So to lose track of time means you forget how much time has passed.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So if you're having a good time with somebody, you're like, oh my gosh, it's already 7 o'clock. Whoa, I really lost track of time.
Yeah, I have an example. Most of the students, sometimes they are deeply absorbed in playing online games. So it's very easy for them to lose track of time.
Yes.
You need to go to school. You need to study. You need to do your homework. Okay, remember that.
Okay, calm down. So she lost track of time after 2 months. So after 2 months, she just has no idea how much time
no one
has
knows where
passed,
she is. Yeah.
Right? Okay. When the experiment was complete, she thought only a few months had passed.
Oh, okay.
So after 2 months, she loses track of time, and she thinks like, actually it's 500 days. She just thinks it's been like 3 months. That's incredible. So the time must have really went by quickly for her. Must be some good books.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, maybe because of the books. And when we say something is complete, we can also say something is ended or finished.
Right. Okay, so aside from some tough moments, such as being attacked by flies in the cave.
Okay, flies.
Flamini enjoyed the experience.
All right.
So I would imagine there would be quite a lot of bugs inside a cave.
I'm sure.
But probably bats too. And I think the bats would probably try to eat the bugs. So what's better, having bugs or bats? I don't know.
So every night she can see the bugs and the flies, they fight with each other.
Well, that's kind of like entertainment.
You're right.
It's better than watching Netflix, that's for sure.
Okay, so when we use aside from, we can also use apart from, A-P-A-R-T. And also we can use except, E-X-C-E-P-T.
Right, okay. So considering she missed the passing of COVID-19 pandemic, the death of Queen Elizabeth II, and the invasion of Ukraine, perhaps living under a rock isn't so bad.
Okay, if you think so. But I think these events, they are very important to human beings.
That's true.
So if you just miss them, I think that was kind of disappointing.
Well, I would say maybe missing COVID would be a good...
yeah, right. This one is okay.
That part, because you can avoid getting COVID and being scared and wearing a mask. So I think she's quite brave to do this. I don't think there's any way I could possibly undergo such an experiment.
Yeah, no.
So considering she missed the passing of COVID-19. So if we're considering something, that means that we are taking this thing into account. So if we consider that the COVID-19 passed and she avoided finding out about the death of Queen Elizabeth II and the invasion of Ukraine. If we consider all those things, we take them into account, then living under a rock doesn't seem as bad.
Yes, that's true.
If we take those things into consideration.
Okay, in the cave with herself, and she can read books. She can do some exercise or, reading, knitting. I think that would be better. Yeah, and she avoid the pandemic. Okay,
yeah,
right?
So, okay, well, I mean, good for her. She seemed to enjoy it.
Yes,
and the time seemed to go by quickly. So she's definitely a special kind of person.
I think after 500 days, maybe she just forgot about her breakup.
Hopefully, she forgot all about that guy.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's all the time we have for today.
Yeah.
And we will see you next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.